I got a new job!
Please do not smoke in the terminal building. Smoking is only permitted in the specified smoking areas. Thank you.
Where's my phone? From now on, you cannot call anyone, including your family. Now go to work.
I've already paid you 1,500 ringgit, and I just want a safe place to live.
Just follow me.
Two hours later.
Are we in Malaysia now?
Yes. Just stay here for a night.
Wait! Why you close the door? You think 1.5 ringgit is enough? Give me 5,000 more ringgit if you want to get out.
I don't have that much money.
Then wait here, my people will arrange something for you to do.
So, the two videos you have just seen show different sides of human trafficking. The first reveals how fake job offers trap victims, while the second shows vulnerable people exploited by smugglers. Though the situation different, they share the same danger. To understand how serious and widespread this issue is, let's look at some major reported cases. Major Case 1, 1 Kaliam Mass Graves, 2015. At the Malaysia-Thailand border, 139 graves and 28 trafficking camps were discovered. The victims were mostly Rohingya and Bangladesh migrants. They were smuggled into Malaysia, tortured, extorted, and held in captivity. This case reflects two major types of trafficking, the smuggling to trafficking route and refugee exploitation. It also shows how corruption and lack of enforcement allowed this tragedy to happen. Next, for the major case 2, forced labor in glove and factory industry, 2020 to 2022. Migrant workers were forced to work 12 and 16 hours a day, with their passports confiscated and wages unpaid. Several Malaysian companies were banned by the US due to the serious labor violations. This case represents labor trafficking, and it highlights how exploitation continues in Malaysia's industrial sectors. Major Case 3, sex trafficking syndicates. Women from Vietnam, Thailand, and Indonesia were trafficked into prostitution in massage centers, hotels, and karaoke outlets. Many were trapped through debt, threats, or confiscated passports. This case represents sex trafficking and shows how exploitation happens in urban areas. Major case 4 Refugee Exploitation UNHCR 2022. Refugees in Malaysia cannot work legally, which makes them highly vulnerable to trafficking. Many are forced into illegal jobs, especially Rohingya women and children. This case reflects both refugee exploitation and labor trafficking, and it shows how the lack of legal protection leads to abuse. These cases reveal the current trends of human trafficking in Malaysia, from forced labor and sexual exploitation to refugee abuse and cross-border smuggling. Each case represents a different type of trafficking, and together they show how deeply this issue affects vulnerable communities.
Factors why human trafficking still happens in Malaysia. First, weak law enforcement. Although Malaysia has laws like ATIPSM, enforcement remains weak and inconsistent. Many cases are poorly investigated due to limited manpower, lack of resources, and inadequate officer training. As a result, investigations are delayed or mishandled, allowing traffickers to escape punishment and creating a sense of impunity. Victims may also hesitate to report abuse, fearing their complaints will be ignored or mishandled. Weak enforcement further limits accurate data collection, making it hard for the government to track trends or plan effective prevention. Without strong and consistent enforcement, the laws exist only in theory, while trafficking networks continue to operate. Second, high demand for cheap labor. Malaysia's rapid economic growth has increased the demand for cheap labor in sectors like construction, plantation, and manufacturing, domestic work, and hospitality. This reliance on low-cost migrant workers creates opportunities for traffickers and dishonest labor brokers who lure migrants with false promises of good jobs and safe conditions. In reality, many face long hours, low wages, poor living conditions, and even abuse. Some employers confiscate passports, trapping workers in exploitative situations. The system financially benefits both employers and traffickers, reducing motivation for reform. Meanwhile, poverty in migrants' home countries pushes them to accept received offers, allowing trafficking networks to continue operating.
Now, let's see the effects of human trafficking on victims and economy. Firstly, physical violence and abuse. Victims often suffer from bruises, scars, untreated injuries, and signs of torture. Second, poor living conditions. Substandard living and working conditions lead to various occupational and environmental health risks. Third, fuels organized crime. The high profitability and perceived low risk of prosecution for traffickers help fuel organized crime, which destabilizes communities and undermines the rule of law. And lastly, distorts labor markets. The availability of cheap, forced labor distorts the labor market, potentially depressing wages and working conditions for legal workers in vulnerable sectors.
Now, I would like to talk about how we can protect ourselves and others from human trafficking. First, we can increase public awareness in high-risk communities. For example, we can place a poster at bus stop showing sign of fake job offer. Second, the government can provide education on recruitment, red flag, and rights. The school season can explain why you should never give your passport to an employer. Besides that, the government can create a safe migration pathway and verify job channel. For example, the government can link verify overseas employer at government website. The government should ban recruitment fee. To stop this, the government can create a hotline to report agency charging worker for visa or placement. Another solution is create local job and skill opportunities. The government can provide vocational training for employed young in rural areas. Moreover, promote online safety. Some NGO can organize workshops teaching teenagers to avoid strangers offering modeling or travel opportunities online. Last but not least, provide easy reporting channel. Help must be simple to access. A 24/7 hotline printed on public transport ticket, bus stop, or school notice board ensure that everyone can report easily.
Next, let's talk about philosophical implication. The first, people are not products. Every person has value. You, me, everyone. We are not object to be used. But human trafficking turns people into products. It's buy and sell human life. This is wrong because it treats people like things. It steals their basic dignity. We must never use people as just a means to make money. The second idea is about freedom. Everyone deserves to be free, free to choose their work, free to move, free to control their own life. Human trafficking destroys this freedom. It uses false liars and tricks to control people. It builds invisible prisons. Taking away someone's freedom is one of the worst things we can do. The third idea is about justice. A fair society should protect the weak. The law should help those who cannot help themselves. But often, human trafficking grows where justice is weak. When laws are not enforced, when corruption exists, traffickers can operation without fear. This is a failure of justice. It means we are not protecting the most vulnerable people among us. The fourth idea is that human rights are for everyone, everywhere. It does not matter where you are born or what your passport say. Your rights are universal. But sometimes, countries can act like this rights stop at their borders. This creates a big problem. If we believe rights are universal, then we must care about victims anywhere, not just in our own country.